Good evening, French fries. Today we're going to be making Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And this challenge came from my own little brother. And who knows? Maybe I can pull him off, or maybe I'll just mess him up. We'll never know unless we try, so let's get going.
All rights are reserved for the Walt Disney Company. I do not own Oswald in any way, I'm just making sculptures of him. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is an anthropomorphic cartoon rabbit created by Walt Disney and Iwerks from Universal Pictures. He starred in several short films released in theaters from 1927 to 1938. A total of 27 Oswald one-reelers were produced in Walt Disney Studios.
So this is all you're going to be needing for Oswald. It's super Sculpey original, jewelry wire, floral wire, stick X-Acto knife, aluminum foil, a skewer, some brushes when we get there. I do have pens and stuff in there, but don't mind them. And some paint once we get there. Alright, so let's get started.
Alright guys, so all we're doing is just the framework for the inside of the tinfoil. So right now are the legs. I did an oval for the middle section in his torso and long stick for his arms. And I put them all together with that floral wire. And this is the way that it should look like once you're done. Alright, now we're putting on all of this tinfoil. I did grab my brother's phone to look a picture at Oswald because I've never done a character before, and it's harder than it looks. And this should really show people that no matter what, don't give up. You know, it could be way out of your element, but the more that you try and fix things, the more it'll become to the goal that you were after. So never give up, okay? He is starting to look kind of like Oswald, but elongated. And don't worry, I do fix this. And now it's time for the head. So all I do is just make a round circle. Of course, what other shape would it be? And I do use the jewelry wire to make the ears, and I cover them in tinfoil. And at first I am so used to making actual real life bunnies, so when I started fixing his ears, they started looking way too much as a real bunny. So I needed to actually do a little bit of surgery. So my little brother gives me back his phone and he tells me, hey, you know, it's starting to look like him, but it's also starting to look like Bugs Bunny. So you need to tweak it a little bit, like the ears. They're not like real life ears. So I start doing surgery on him and I cut off half of his torso. And the ears, I compact them more so that they're shaped as the actual drawing itself. I also bulk up the bottom, and I was gonna bulk up the top, but then I started realizing that his top was more as a teardrop shape, so I had to take all that stuff off again. And then my little brother helps me a little bit more again.
Look at that. About the size of my thumb. About the size of my thumb.
Okay, so I need to make this big.
It's a cartoon.
Got the ears again. The ears are perfectly fine, right? I don't need to worry about them.
Yeah, as long as you start them off thin and then they get bigger as they go up. Make a cartoon rabbit. Also, just a reminder, he has a tail. A cotton tail.
Oh, I gotta look at that too.
And then he's a rabbit.
Of course he's a rabbit, but I don't know his tail. Well, anyway, I'm just making sure those ears don't go nowhere. And I do the little hole, And now it's looking like Oswald. And now I'm making his hands a little bit more bulky, and he is done. Now it's time for the actual clay part. So, of course, since all of the alterations that I did, of course he's gonna crack because it wasn't so condensed as it used to be. So I did a very, very small layer of this instead of a normal layer so that it wouldn't be as hard to fix later. And if this is going to be your only layer, just remember to smooth everything out and put the details that you're wanting onto it. But as always, I like doing 2 layers because if it cracks, then I just fix it. So it's just me being me. And see, right when it was all done and baked at 275 degrees I did it for about 15 minutes since it was a small layer. I start putting the original Sculpey. And I do this little by little because it has to be super, super smooth. And you're just going to cover the entire body all the way up to his head. Smooth it, smooth it, smooth it, smooth it, smooth it, doo-ba-dee-ba-doo. Yes, we will smooth and we will smooth and smooth and smooth and smooth. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. We will smooth and smooth. I know that these songs are super old, but they're still fun to hear. Man, all this smoothing. I tell you. You just have to keep on working. And like I said, it takes a couple days, so make sure that you are taking your time, do it at your own pace. And if you feel like you are stuck or you're getting mad at the project, step away from it for a couple days and then go back to it, because your brain will just be a pain in the butt and kind of stop you from progressing. So always remember that. Just take your breaks, take your time, and don't worry, you will get there. And now all I'm doing is just making a little snake of clay, but I flatten it out and I cut it into shape so that I can make the pants from the top and the pants from the bottom. Man, I should have a string or something that tells me, hey, I'm out of frame. Just so that I keep remembering, hey, I'm recording, not doing it on my own. 'Cause that's what I do. I get it so close to my face to make sure that I'm doing the right details, and guess what? You guys can't see it. So, my bad. Okay, and at first I was going to make a bucket for him to hold, and it was going to be full of paint, and then the other hand was going to be a brush. But then I realized that, hey, he has a game, and in this game he has a remote control, and he helps Mickey out with this remote control. So I decided to make the remote control and put it in his other hand, just so that it does the reference of the game. And now I'm just smoothing out the head, making sure it's all good. And the head took me a couple of tries, only because I wanted it to come out as 3D, so I was making the outline for the mouth and everything, but it started looking creepy and I didn't like that, so I scrapped all that and I decided to pull out the eyes and pull out the nose. But my brother brings out, hey, you could always just draw on his mouth, so that's what I end up doing. It wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't lose some footage. Well, it's okay. Don't worry. I just put back what I was doing, so it's cool. I just show you the little, like, floor that I make, and just make it look closer so you guys can see. And now we're on to painting. And his painting was the easiest out of all the things that I've ever made, because he's literally just black, white, and blue. That's it. Those are all the colors he has. So I just got really into like making sure that I didn't go on top of the blue, or making sure that I didn't go on top of the white and stuff like that. So I just took my time on this. It took about an hour to paint him, rather than several hours that I do with the other guys. So enjoy! Love that little smile. He's coming out to be just cute. And I did my little Johnny handcuff, and look at him. He is so cute. He came out so well.
Hey French fries! I am so happy on how he turned out, and to give you his feedback, my brother.
Hello. So, yeah, this little fella here, it's pretty interesting to look at, not gonna lie. There's a few things that I think personally could have been done a little bit differently, but for a first attempt at a cartoon, it's not that bad.
So
I gotta say, the best things about him is actually that you got a few of the things correct on him. You got the right amount of fingers, you got the right proportions after much trial and error.
I got his little remote from the video game.
Yep, from Epic. Yeah, he's actually not bad. All things considered, he's actually a really good work, and apparently the only one of his kind online. So
yeah, I looked it up, and everybody was just doing like paintings of him. There was no actual sculpture, so
well, hey,
I'm excited.
First is a first.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, well, thank you so much, French fries. If you guys liked the video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon, and we'll see you next time. Bye!